PYQ, right? Divyansh, do you have any doubts? Okay, I don't think you have any doubt. Then let us start with September OPP questions. Have you tried solving them? Mm, few of them, yeah. So this is the question. First question. Yeah. So do you want to try or take 5 minutes? Try this question. Then we'll solve this. Screen is not visible. Okay. Now is it visible? Please confirm screen is visible. No, I have shared screen. Mm, now, yeah, you can open your mic and tell. Now is it visible, right? So this is your first question. Take 5 minutes at max. This is easy question, right? Just give me a second. Okay, then let me start and yeah. So the question here says that we have a one-digit number and we need to check whether it is what we say even two-digit number that checks whether a given number is a two-digit number, right? A number is considered a two-digit number if it has exactly two digits including any negative sign, right? Now we will take some input and output. We will ignore this because we don't have the test cases type of thing. So we'll create the function and take inputs and outputs ourselves, right? Now this our function definition is def two-digit number, right? Two-digit number with an integer parameter n. Now any ideas on how to solve this? Okay. Someone who would like to volunteer for the question? Okay, if a greater than 9, a less than 100. Right, okay. Mm, this is a approach, good approach. I have an even better approach. Let's say that we first check for even. Right? If n mod 2 not equal to 0, we return false. First thing. Then what we do is we convert this n into the string format. Now if n of 0 is a negative sign and length of n is 3, we don't have a problem, right? This is one case, then we can return true. Or if n of 0, that is the first thing, is not a negative sign and its length is not 2, n of 0 is not a negative sign and length of n is 2, then also it is a true, else we return false, right? So there are two approaches here. The first one is this, the second one is doing the absolute thing. But sometimes the absolute function as a whole is itself not usable in the portal, at least in my term. So I would suggest you do this thing, right? Or you could do this as well, not an issue. And not 2 double equal to 0, return true else return false, right? So are the two approaches clear? And 9 and enter. Is this clear? Any thumbs up or anything? Yeah. Yeah. So the second question is this: write a function is.com is domain and checks whether it signs in this. So here if you look, that was also explained in previous class, is it? So the whole set one was discussed. Is that so? Okay, so I'll just close set one, then set two. This one. Which I think this is not discussed. You can try this then. Yeah. So the question says there are two integers a and b. We need to return the sum of two numbers where both numbers are flowed to nearest 10. Right? Flooring to the nearest tens means removing the units digit and rounding the number down to nearest multiple of 10. So for this, it's not that hard. If you see, we have the floor division thing, right? The floor division. So what is the function type? Sum of floor to tens. Def sum of floored to tens. Correct? Here we have an a which is an integer and a b which is an integer. We return an integer. So now they say that 35 float to tens is 30. So to do this, we can do floor divide the whole number by 10 and then multiply by 10. So how this works is, let's say your a is 35. correct? So then if you see 35 floor division by 10 equals 3. Okay, 35 floor divided by 10 is equal to 3. And when I multiply it by 10, it becomes 30. Right? If we do a single division, what will happen is we will have a 3.5 as our answer. So this will become the same. So that is why we use floor division, so that this thing becomes a 3. Right? Similarly, we can do this for B. Right? And then we return A times B or A plus B? A plus B. Right? So if you want to test it, okay, Python 3 September 2.3. Right? Now, okay, how we need to test now. Let's say the first is 35 and 46 as our first input. Yeah. The second one, let's say we have 35 and 19. 35 and 19. And the third one, let's say it is 0, 105. 0, 105. So instead of returning, I'll also print it so that you can see the answers. 70, 40 and 100. If we compare 30 plus 40 is 70, 30 plus 10 is 40, and 0 plus 100 is 100. Right? This is our projected output. This is what the question asks us, and this is what we are getting. So this is correct, right? Any doubts in this question? Anyone? So if there is no doubt, we can move forward, right? Okay, explain again. Yeah. See, the A we are having, let's consider that this A, like A is equal to 35, correct? Now, as per my above statement, what I am doing is A floor divided by 10 multiplied by 10. So let's do step by step. It is 35 floor division of 10. So this gives me 3, right? And now I am multiplying by 10. So this becomes 30, right? What if I put a division sign and not floor divided? If I do that, what I'm getting is I'm getting 3.5, and this will result in 35. So you see, I'm getting the same thing what I inputted. So that is why we are using floor divide to remove the last character, to remove the last thing, and then multiplying by 10 so that we get it again, right? An alternate way to do this is convert this into a string. This will be confusing for you, but still, who is interested, you can try this. Converting the number into string, right? Taking everything up to the last character, converting that into an integer, and multiplying it by 10. This will also give the same thing. For anyone who is interested, this is a string manipulation, and this here is integer manipulation, right? Is it clear? Hmm? Please guys speak up. Yeah. Okay, if you have any doubts, stop me right there, it's not a problem. Then the second question is this. Take it, try it for 2 minutes. Yeah. Have you read the question? So the question here asks us that we'll have a string, any type of string, and we need to enclose the first two characters in a square bracket, the last two characters in a square bracket. Correct? So this is a simple and easy question. Okay, so I'll just make a file set.py. The function is this. Okay, surround first two and last two brackets. Let's I name it fn for simplicity, right? A string format. Let me just take the name. Surround first two and last two brackets. Brackets. It takes a string s. So we need to return something like this, right? If my input is hello, I need to return something like this. Now they have told us that we have to specifically take the first two and the last two. So what I'll do is I'll directly return opening bracket, right, plus this is string concatenation, everything from the s, that is the string input, the first two characters, then I'll close it with a square bracket, then I'll take everything from the second character up to the second last character from the string. I'll again concatenate with an opening bracket. I'll take the last two characters and I'll close it. If you want to do it like this, we can say that the first part is an opening bracket, then the first two characters and the closing bracket. The middle is s of 2 up to minus 2, and the last part is again this, the last two characters and again a closing bracket, and then I'm adding all of this, the first part, the middle part and the last part, and I'm forming this. Is it clear? Return first plus middle plus last. Is it possible? Is it fine, guys? So we can check this. Let's say the first thing is a hello, the second one is print surround brackets. Let's say the second one I take brackets. I'll take, okay, who is this? Just give me a sec. Okay, fine. The third one, let me take OPPE2. right? This is all what I have, just printing all of this. Okay, now if you try this, run this. Okay, there is a problem, there's a mistake. Yeah, so this -2 is supposed to be here, right? Now if you run this, see, we have the same output for hello, brackets and OPP2, right? The first two words are enclosed, the last two words are enclosed, correct? Screen is visible, right? The first two words are enclosed, the last two words are enclosed for everyone. The answer is clear. How we slice the string. So one question for sure comes from string slicing. It may not be this question, but slicing should be clear. Screen is not visible. Is it same for everyone? Let me just share again. Okay. Now is it visible? Okay. Okay, yeah. So the second question we did. Now the third one. Given 20 years. This is a good question. So what this question says is, I have two numbers n1 and n2, right? Now n1 will contain, let's say, some m unique digits, n2 contains some n unit digits, right? So I have to return the number which has more number of unique digits. If I see the example here, this has 4 unique digits, right? And this has only one unique digit. So I'll return the n1, right? Now let's say that both numbers have same number of unique digits. Return both as a tuple, right? So how do I do this? How do I approach this question? Anyone? For I in n1, for j in n1, if I double equal to j. Okay, I didn't quite get the code. It's half incomplete, I guess. Okay, so let's just see September 4 dot the function name, let's say it is unique, I guess. What's the function name? Number with more unique digits. Number with more unique digits, right? It takes n1, the integer, it takes n2, another integer, right? Now what we can do is we can make use of type conversions. Let's say my number n1, I'll convert it into a string, right? Now can I convert this string into a list of individual numbers? What I can say is n1 is n1 dot split, right? With an empty character inside. So it will make a split of all the characters. So if I have 1, 2, 3 as a string, right? This split function with an empty character will make it something like 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay. Now similarly I'll do this for n2, str of n2, and n2 is equal to n2 dot split. with an empty character, right? Now if you see the question, they said that use set to find unique digits as set eliminates duplicate. So I can directly just do s1 is equal to set of n1. So what this does is, if I have a list of 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3, this directly converts the list into a set, right? Is this clear? Okay, so I did a mistake. I should not have used n1 directly. Let's say this is n1 copy, this is n1 copy, n1 copy, n2 copy, n2 copy, and n2 copy. This is n1 copy, this is also n1 copy. Similarly, n2 copy, I'll convert it into a set of n2 copy, right? And if length of n1 copy greater than length of n2 copy, right? So that means my n1 is a has more unique digits, so I'll return n1, right? This is why I did a copy, because if I would have changed n1 here, it would have make a problem here, right? Similarly, I could do for n2. If length of n2 copy less than greater than length than n1 copy, I would have returned n2. If this condition is false, this condition is false, that means both number have same unique digits or equal unique digits. I have to return them as a tuple n1 comma n2, correct? So if I, let's say, call this function and print what it returns, 125 123 comma 456, let's say, or I can call 123 comma 1234 123, or I can call number with unique digits 123 1111111, right? So for the first one, it should return both the numbers n1 comma n2. For the second one, it should return n2. For the third one, it should return n1, right? So let's see what it does. Okay, what is this? Did I? What it says? Empty separator. Okay, let me just remove this. Uh, Python 3 September 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, this is also not working. Mhm. Okay, just give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. So this is not n1 dot split. This is list of n1 copy. We don't split it. We directly just convert it into a list. Into a copy. Yeah, this should work, I guess. Mhm. Yeah. See, the first one returned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, n1 comma n2. The second one returned n2. The third one returned n1. Is the question clear? Is the answer clear? Everyone? If there is a doubt, please ask. And guys, please speak up. Make this two-way session, not one-way.
Clear, sir.
Yeah. So this is a very comprehensive code, very explanatory code, very kind of descriptive code. we can directly write this as a one liner as well. Okay, so the second question now is, just give me a sec. Where it is? The third question. Now this is the data processing question, section B. So section A was simple. Section B can be a bit moderate. Section 3, that is file handling, will kind of be some more difficult. First one is, given a string S, count the number of vowels and consonants that appear at even indices. Okay, and the even indices, okay. String S can have both upper lower case. Okay, got it. Yeah. So this is my function, def count vowels and consonants on even indices, that returns a tuple. So if I do this, okay, this is sept 5 dot def count vowels and consonants. Okay, this takes in a string, returns a tuple, right? Okay, how does the tuple returns a consonants and vowels, right? So it's like vowels comma consonants. So what we'll do is, the first thing we'll do is, we'll declare these two variables and initialize them to 0 comma 0, right? Now it is telling that we take the even indices. First we filter out the even indices and then we count tuples and all. Screen is visible. So we count even indices, we filter it out, and then we take in all the vowels and consonants and we count them. So let me first filter out the even indices. Let's say this is S is equal to list of S. This gives me a list of characters, correct? Then I filter it out on basis of two step. So I hope you know this. Uh, okay, this is given error. Yeah. Let's say this is S1. So I hope you know this type of slicing. So we can slice it in this way, right? The first thing
Yes.
is start, the second one is end, and the third one is step size. Correct? If I don't
Yes, sir.
specify the start, it is 0. If I don't specify the end, it is the last character. And the step size says how many characters I jump. So what this will do is, if let's say my S1 is ABC, it will do A, it will go at A, it will jump one character and specify the second one, which is C. Then it will go and do E, if this was ABCD, right? Then I think there is a mistake here. Consonants, right? Now for each element in S1, that is my list, if lower of S1 dot lower, or S1 is a vowel, A E I O U, A E I O U, right? They told that it can be uppercase or lowercase. If S1 comes in a vowel category, we increment the count of vowels, that is vowels plus equal to 1. If it is not a vowel, it will be a consonant, so I will do consonants plus equal to 1. Correct? Okay. If S1, if I in this, right? So if I do Okay, Python 3, let's say from set, import the function discount vowels and consonants, right? And if I call this count vowels and consonants, let's I call it this with a string hello world red. So it is telling me that there are two vowels on the even indices. That is this. Okay, we made a mistake. This is supposed to start from 0. This is supposed to start from 1, right? Wait. No, this is 0 only. This is correct. Let me take an example. This example 1, let's do. Example 1. So it should come 3 comma 1. I am getting 3 comma 1, so it is correct. Let's say this hello as an example. It should come 1 comma 2. It is coming 1 comma 2, right? So what it is doing, it is taking this H, this L, and this O, right? H is a consonant, L is a consonant, and O is a vowel. So it is 1 comma 2, right? So make sure you see what it is asking. Is it asking a indice, or is it asking the position? Because both are different and both will change your answers drastically. Is this clear? Okay. Others? If you have any doubt, please ask. Okay. So we have this. Given a sequence of n strings as input, create a final word by preparing and prepending the strings alternatively based on their order. Strings at even indices are appended to the end, while strings at odd are appended prepended to the beginning. Okay, you have to write the whole code. Got it. The first 10 lines contains. Okay, yeah. So what it says is it will have an input which will be of this type. The first one will tell me how many strings are there, and then the next 6 lines, as in this example, will be the strings. Now the strings at even indices are supposed to be appended, so added to the end, and the strings at odd indices are supposed to be prepended, that is added to the start, right? This is one example. So how do we write this code then? Let's say I create a function here only, def, what's the name? No name, right? So we need to create a new file. This is September 6.py. First thing is I'll take the input of how many number of lines are there, right? Then I run a for loop for n times. Okay, why? Give me 1 second. Then I take a for loop for n lines and I store it in a list. Let's say L. Right? So what I'll do is I'll L dot append. Let's do this simpler. For I in range n, that is for I in range n or n times, if I mod 2, that is if it is even, I'll do is L dot append input. Correct? So what I'm doing, if my this is an even position string, I am appending it to L, right? else if this is an odd position string, what I'm doing is I'm changing my L to be this. So I'm storing the input in a list and adding my list L to the end of it. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll just print out this. I'm joining L with an empty character, right? So if I just run this thing, if I just run Python 3 September 6, see the example is 6 first line, then it is HTOYNT. So I'm getting Python is my output. This is what it has asked us here. The second one is this. It is taking 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5. 6, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5. Is this clear? Any doubts? Okay. Then there is this section 3, IO based problem solving. You can check this question once, then we'll start. Okay. So the question asks, you are all provided with a call log history represented as a list of dictionaries. And the dictionary contains the following keys: name and duration. So we have to implement this function. Okay, there will be multiple entries with the same name in the dataset. Implement a function. A task is one of the following. Okay. So we have to implement this process call logs. Just create the file September 7.py process call logs, right? And what it has is call logs comma task. So I'm passing the call logs and I'm passing what task I want. And task can be this three: get call counts, get total call durations, and most frequent caller. So let us implement them one by one. Get call counts. So if my task is equal to get call counts, right, returns a dictionary with caller names as keys and count of their calls as values. Right? So what I can do is my call log looks something like this. Correct? So I can run a for loop over them. I can say that let my output list be this. No, output dictionary be this. For I in call logs, or let's say for caller in caller logs. If caller not in out, that means I don't have caller as a key in my out dictionary. What I do is I create a key in my output dictionary and assign it the value 0, right? Then if there exists a caller in my output dictionary, what I'll do is I'll just append one, because I saw an entry of his name and I just need to return his call count, right? So I can return this out, right? Is the function clear? Hello? Right? The second function is get total call durations, returns a dictionary with caller names as keys and total duration of their calls as values. Okay, I made a mistake. If caller of name, because I'm checking the name, so here also it will become the same if caller of name. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking the caller, checking if its name is there in the output dictionary. If it is not there, I'm just creating it and giving it the value 0. Else I'm just appending 1, because I see that there has been a call from his side. The second one, get total call durations, is almost same, so I'll just copy this. I'll just copy this and I'll paste it. Okay. And this time I'm just needed to pass his duration, total duration. So I'll just change this one with out of caller of duration. Clear? This is the and this is the right. The second function is also same. I'm checking if there is a name, if the caller name exists in dictionary. If not, I'll just create a new entry with his name and give it the value 0. That means he has talked 0 minutes, and then I add his duration into the key. Correct? Any doubts in the second function? I'll just change the name. The name is get total call durations. Get total call durations. Right? And the third and final is most frequent caller. Returns the name of a call with highest number of calls. If there is a tie, the name with most call duration is returned. Right? So how do we implement this? Most frequent caller, right? So we can do this by making use of the above two things. How? The first thing is they are telling highest number of calls. So I can call this function with get call counts and I'll get this dictionary, correct? So let me just call the function. The name of function is process call log with call logs as it is passed and get call counts, right? I store that dictionary as call counts, and now what I do is I maintain a max call value and the caller. I maintain this and I maintain a frequency. I maintain all these three things and then I iterate over the dictionary. For I in call counts, right? If I, if call counts of I is greater than max call, I'll just append the max call equal to call count, and my caller will become equal to the name, right? And I'll also append if both of the durations are same, right? I'll append the frequency, and if I change the maximum variable, I'll just reset it. Now if there is only one caller, so my frequency is equal to 1, right? My frequency is equal to 1, so I can directly return him. If it is not one caller, if my frequency is not 1, I need to make call to this durations thing, right? I may need to make call to the durations.
Sir,
So
your screen freeze, sir.
okay, now
Yes, sir, it's visible.
okay, I'll just so what I was doing is I'm taking the call counts, I'm getting it, right? Then I'm checking the call counts dictionary for every caller in call counts dictionary. If I'm checking that if it is maximum call, if it is greater than the maximum call, I'm changing my maximum call, I'm assigning the caller name, I'm giving it the frequency 1. If the call counts dictionary is, if the caller has already made the maximum call and there is another caller who has the same number of calls, I'm appending the frequency, right? If there is
Okay,
only
sir.
one caller who has made the maximum call, I'm just returning him. What should I return? It asks me to return name of the caller, right? So I'll just return the caller. But if my frequency is greater than 1, if frequency is greater than 1, I need to call this function again to get the durations. Process call logs, again call logs, and this time I'll do what is this? Get total call durations, right? And then I'll find out all the people in the call counts dictionary having the same value as the maximum calls, right? And I'll check whose duration is most. So I'll write max duration comma caller equal to 0 comma empty string, right? If call counts of I is equal to the maximum call count, then I'll check his duration, right? I'll write if max duration is less than the call. Okay, I forgot to write call durations, right? If maximum duration is less than the call durations of the same caller, I'll update my maximum duration and I'll update my caller and I'll return him. Make sense? Does this make sense? So let me try this thing then. Okay, I need to copy this somehow. Okay, this is what I can copy. So this is my call log format, and then let me call all of these things. Get call count, help print process call logs, I'll pass in the call log, get call counts, get call. Okay, this is all that I'm trying to do here. So let me run this now. September 7. Okay, there is an error. Key error. Out of caller of name, out caller duration. On line number. Okay, so the thing is, we get the first output, the Alice, Bob, and Charlie thing. That is correct. Our logic is correct for the first case, that is call counts, right? Alice to Bob to Charlie 1, Alice to Bob to Charlie 1. There is an error in the second part. So let's see what is the error. Okay. Anybody who spots the error, please tell. For coloring call logs, if caller of name not in out of caller of name. Okay, got it. Yeah. Anyone who spot the error? Anyone? Speak up. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's in this if. It's in this for loop. Out of this 9 people, anyone? See, read the error. The error is where it is saying the error is in this line, this part, this part.
Sir, duration must be integer.
Mm, no. Okay. How will my out dictionary look like if I add an entry? Let's say I have Alice with a duration of, let's say, 10. Okay, and I have Bob with a duration of 2, right? So can you see this out caller duration? This statement, this does not make sense because I need to infer the caller thing.
Name.
Name? No, I am adding the duration, right? So there is no need to put this out here. This is unnecessary. It should be just caller of duration, right? Because I am telling that every object in this caller thing has a duration and I'm just appending it. So this was the mistake. I think there will be a mistake in the third one as well. Okay, not there. Right. So my total call duration is L is 400, Bob 600, and Charlie 300. L is 400, Bob 600, and Charlie 300. And my most frequent caller is Bob. Right? So any doubts in this question? It was a lengthy question. Anyone? I'll just let you see the whole code once. Just give me 1 sec. If there is a doubt, please ask. This is the first task. This much. Then there is the second task and then the third task. I hope it was clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Okay. This is given a text file with several lines. Okay, you read the question till the line prepared the file. The question given a text file with some. Just give me 1 second. A single line containing the comma separated list of integers. Okay. Three, two, four, three, two. Okay. Have you read this? Hmm? So my question says that I'll have something like this, a file, right? It will have some lines, and the last line specify the new order of the preceding lines. So that means the first line in this document is supposed to be the third line in my argument, in my output. The second line is supposed to be the fourth line, the third line is supposed to be the second line, and fourth is supposed to be the first line. Okay? So any ideas how we'll approach this? Anyone would like to propose an idea? This is the file I created. I hope the file is visible. So I have September 8.py and I'll open this in split screen. Okay, yeah. So first thing is I need to open the file. So let's do with open file.txt. That's what I have named the file. They will tell you the name explicitly in the question, right? I'll open it in reading mode because I don't need to write anything to the file. The everything I need to do is in standard output or in the console, right? I'll open this as F. Then what I'll do is I'll just take the file and extract the lines as a list, right? F dot read lines, I guess. F dot read lines return a list, if I'm not wrong. So I'll just save this as lines is equal to this, and I'll write lines is equal to F dot read lines. Correct? Then what I'll do is I'll take the last line from this list and I'll make it my order. So order is lines of -1, or I can write lines dot pop -1, right? So I'm removing the last line out of this property because that is not what I need in the thing. Correct? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Till here, right? Now I'll create an output list. Now this order is 1 minus 3, 2 minus 4, 3 minus 2, and 4 minus 1. This will be a whole string. So I'll split it with the help of comma so that I get each individual item. Correct? So I'll do order dot split with a comma. Okay, not this, not this, not this. Right? What is this? Red lines for class text I or wrapper, huh? Okay, this is a small one. Right? Okay, now we have split the order. So now I'll have something like 1 minus 3, 2 minus 4, and 3 minus 2, and something something. Right? So what I'll do, I'll go for item in order, right? Then what I'll do, previous comma new is equal to item dot split by a minus sign. Correct? So what I'll have is, I'll take this one item 1 minus 3, I'll split it with the help of this hyphen. So this is my previous position, this is my new position. Correct? Okay, so one thing I'll do is, I'll take this out and I'll append minus this strings for underscore in range of length of lines. Right? So what I'm doing is, I'm taking this out and I'm making it a dictionary with empty strings equal to the number of lines. So it will be something like this. Right? I have 5 lines in this, so I'll have 5 empty strings. Okay, so now what I'm doing is, out of new position minus 1, because this is indexed by 1, not by 0. So that is why I'm doing minus 1, so that it becomes indexed by 0. And I'm writing this as previous of, not previous, sorry, lines of previous. Correct? And then I'll print it for item, or for line in out print line. Okay, this is out of minus 1, because I don't want the last empty string. Okay, operator minus is not supported for types str. Okay, these are supposed to be integers, right? So this becomes an integer, because anything you split will become a string only. So I need to typecast them into integers. Right? Now I'll just run this and I'll see what comes. Python. Okay. Python 3 September 8.5. So what my output should look like, we'll first see that uh, my home screen is not shared, right? Screen, yeah. So my output should look like third line, fourth line, second line, first line. 3, 4, 2, 1. I'll run it. I have, okay, fourth, second, and third. Fourth, second, third, fourth, second, third. Okay, so I'm making some mistake. Uh, just remove this. Yeah, so when I input this order, no, when I take this out, I need to remove it from the original list as well. So what I'll do is, make lines is equal to lines of everything except the last element. So I hope this should fix the issue. Okay, lines and preview. Oh yeah, this is also one based indexing, right? So I need to make it 0 based, and then fourth, third, first. Yeah, this input is problem. This remove this and now it shall work. Yeah. 4 3 first second. 4 3 first second. Oh, this is 4 third first second. Third fourth second last. Third fourth second last. Any idea why is this happening? So what I'm doing, picking the previous one, previous minus one, and appending it to new minus one. So the 1 minus 3. So this is going to 0 line. This is the first line. First line becomes the 3 minus 1, the second line. Any ideas what I'm doing wrong? Anyone? Okay, so 1 3 2 4 3 2 4 1, that is correct. So now it is asking me to take the first line from the old. First line from the old one, yeah, that is correct. Make it the third line in the new. This should be correct. Second line, make it the fourth line. Third line, make it the second line. Fourth line, make it the first line. 1 3 2 4 3 2 4 1 1 3 2 4 3 2 4 1. Each number corresponds to the okay. So my mistake is I am interpreting this thing wrong. What I was interpreting is first line becomes the third line. First line becomes the third line, but it is not like that. It wants the third line to become the first one. So I just need to swap this previous and new thing. Get the point? What I was doing is I was thinking that this first line in the new text will become the third line. But it wants the third line in this text to become the first line in the newer text. Now if I run this, it will give the same output as in that one. Okay. Yeah. See, third, fourth, second, first. Third, fourth, second, first. Right? Now there is this formatting issue because there is this next line character at the end of each one. So what I'll do is I'll just strip this one. I'll just strip this new line. Dot strip. Correct? So this will strip my new line with all the characters and it will give a perfect output. Third, fourth, second, first. Third, fourth, second, first. Right? Is this clear? Okay. And the whole thing. Yeah, so see, this was my file. What they are asking is with the help of this fourth line, this line, I should make a new output in which my first line is the third line from this third line, right? So that means this should be my first line in the output, then my second line in the output should be this fourth line, then my third line in my output should be this second line, and the fourth line in my output is the first line. Is this criteria clear? I think Varun asked it, right? Varun. Hmm. Everyone, is this part clear? The only thing, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm extracting the lines and I'm taking the order. I'm taking this part out. Correct? I'll just keep this side by side. I'll just keep this. Yeah. So I have taken this part out. Now what I do is, okay, where it go? So now if I'm removing the order part, so in my lines list, I am having this 4 lines, right? Now what I'm doing, I'm taking each item in order, splitting it by a comma. Order I split by a comma. So I'll have this, this, and this. Now for each item, each entity in this part, I'm splitting it with a minus, right? So this is my new position. This is my old position. Correct? So I'm doing out of new minus 1 is equal to lines of old minus 1, and I'm stripping the old line because it will contain the new line character. Correct?
Sir, what does out represent?
Out is just a dictionary or just a list which is my output. I'm just storing it as an output.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
There were 3 people who asked this question, right? One was Rohit, Aman, and Barun. Rohit, is it clear? Okay. If there is any doubt, please ask. Order part again. Order in the sense this file order or this line, this order line. Okay. See, this files, this lines list, it will look like, it will look something like this. First line, second line, dot dot dot, till this last line, right? 1 3, then this 2 4, and so on. Correct? So what I'm doing, I'm taking this list and I'm taking out this last part. This last part I'm taking out and storing it in my order line, this order thing. Correct? When I take this out, it is of no use to me in the lines property. So what I'm doing, I'm removing the last element of lines. You can remove it anyway. I prefer this one. Okay? Then I'm just creating an empty list with n elements where n is equal to the number of lines. Is it clear, Rohit? Till here, is it clear? Hmm? Now my order looks something like this string, right? This string is my order. Let's consider this. Okay. Now I'm splitting it with the help of a comma. So यहाँ से it will become something like this. It will become a list, right? This line does this thing. Now I'll take this list. I'll come here. Now what I'm doing, I'm taking each and every element. So at last I'll have this 1 minus 3 as an element, correct? Now I'm splitting this thing from this minus sign. So it will become something like this. Now this 1 is new, the new index. The 3 is the index of line in old file. Correct? The question wants me that the new file must have the first line as the third line of this file. मतलब ये वाली. Right? So I'm just taking out the two indexes, and in my new output dictionary or output list, I'm taking this new index minus one because this is single based indexing system. Question में कहा है देखो. This is one based indexing, right? But in Python we have zero based indexing. So that is why this is minus one. नई आउटपुट के इस इंडेक्स पे पुराने इनपुट का ये वाला इंडेक्स उसको स्ट्रिप करके रख दिया है. नाउ इज इट फाइन?
Clear, sir.
ओके रोहित. राइट. So our this OPP September part 2 set 2 is over. Any doubts in this whole paper?
No, sir.
Yeah. So then we have this September OPP set 3. Can we get the link to the paper? Yeah, sure. OPP 2 set 2. This is OPP set 1 for September. I'll just pin them. What happened? For all sets, yeah. There is a sheet that has been circulated from your side only. I'll just get that. Till then, this is your September OPP 3rd, set 3. You can check this question out once. I'll paste the link as well. Just give me 1 second. I shared a sheet also. Okay. So now again a data types question, a simple question. Given a 2-digit number, calculate the product of sum of digits and absolute difference between the digits. Assume that the input is a 2-digit number. Right? So this is a very simple question. Right? Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So September 9. Right? This is a function type question. You don't have to take input and print output. Yeah. Def product of sum in digits. I'll just write def pro of sum difference. I have an integer number and I return an integer. Correct? Now it is saying that it is a 2-digit number. 2-digit number, calculate the product of sum of its digits. So the sum of the digits will be, let me convert this number into a string because it becomes easy to manipulate the string. Whenever there is a digit question, no, try to make the number into a string. It will be so much helpful to you. This क्या है भाई ये? This is there. Now your sum is equal to integer of n of 0, the first character of the string, plus integer of n of 1. Simple. And then I have absolute difference between its digits. So I have difference is equal to absolute. Again the same thing, int of n of 0 minus int of n of 1. Correct? And I just need to return their product. Okay, this is multiplication. Yeah. Is it clear? Yeah, I need to remove this type. Yeah. So if I do 54 as my input, I should get 9, right? 54 as input, I should get 9. Print, what is this? Sum row of sum and diff of 54. Then I can have, let's say, 63 of sum and diff 63, right? So for 54, my answer should come like, should it come? 9, right? So for 54, it is coming 9. For 63, it should come 12 into 3. That is 9 into 3, that is 27, right? This question is clear, no? Simple
Yes,
question.
sir.
Yeah. Then the other question. Write a function that so now we have to write a function that checks whether a given number is divisible by both of its last two digits. So that means I need to extract the last two digits as separate entities, and I need to divide the whole number by it and check whether it is divisible. This is also kind of easy question, not that hard. September 10.5. If let's say my function name is fn, make sure you write the function names as provided. Just to save time, I'm writing it as fn. N is an integer, and I need to return a boolean value, right? True or false. Yeah, boolean value. My last digit L1 and my second last digit L2. This is equal to n of minus 1. Okay, this is not a string, right? So I need to make it a string. N1 is equal to str of n. Again, because this was a digit question, I made it as a string. And this is n1 of minus 2. So this will give me this last digit. This will give me the second last digit, right? Then what I'll do is, okay, is there a doubt? And I'll convert it into integer because it is a string, no? So I'll just convert it. Now we'll check if any of L1 or L2 is 0, because division by 0 is not possible, right? So if L1 or L2 is equal to 0, we just return false, because that is what it said. See here, return false is any of the last two digits is 0, right? If both are not 0, then we check if n modulus L1 not equal to 0. If it is not 0, then we can return false, right? Or if n modulus L2 is not equal to 0, then also we can return false, else we return true. Okay, we can write this like this. Done. So what we say is, if the number is not divisible by the last digit, return false. If the number is not divisible by second last digit, then also return false. But if it is divisible by both, this both will not run, and I'll return true, right? This question makes
Yes.
sense. So I'll just test it for some cases. 1 2 3 6 3 4 5. 1 2 3 6. Let's see. Okay, I don't need so many cases. I can do this. I can do 3 4 5 also. Yeah. September 10 dot true false false. So 1 2 1 2, is 1 2 divisible by 1 2? 12 divisible by 1 and 2, right? The second one, the last digit is 0, so it is false. The third one, 345 is not divisible by 4. So what we were expecting as output and what we get is same. So this is also clear. This is also attempted question and you will get full marks for it. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then third question, write a function that swaps the last character of the values corresponding to two specified keys in dictionary. Okay. You will give a key. You will get a K1 and K2. Okay. Swapping the last characters of the values of the given keys. Swapping the last characters of the values of the given keys. Okay. So first apple, second mango. Okay, simple. Right? So this question tells us that you will have a dictionary and will give you two keys. Right? In this case, they gave us the key as first and second. Right? So they are telling us the value of the first, the apple, take its last character and interchange the last characters of both the keys. So this apple becomes apple and mango becomes man. Right? This is also a simple question. This 30 marks, right? The section 1, it is of 30 marks. You can easily score them. It's not too hard. Right? And you should try to score maximum marks in this so that even if you don't get any question from the file handling part, you will be able to pass the OPB with some effort. Right? I'll just write def swap dictionary elements. Right? Here you have a dictionary, a key 1 and a key 2. I'll return nothing here. I'll just return none because it is doing in place. This is really important. We have to modify the dictionary in place. So you cannot create a dictionary and pass it. You have to do the everything in that same dictionary, right? So what we do is we take the d of k1, okay, and we store it the value in v1. We store the value in v2 for k2, right? Now we do d of k1 is equal to v1 up till the last value, last character, plus v2 of minus 1, right? Makes sense? For d of k2 we do v2 up till the last character plus, okay, no, yeah, v2 up till the last character plus v1 of minus 1, right? So what I did is the v1 will have the thing apple. Let's say it has apple, this has a mango. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my v1, this thing, I'm taking everything up to the last character, that is appl, and I'm appending it with the v2 of minus 1, which is this o. So this becomes aplo, right? Similarly, I do this for v2 also, and this becomes mang. Make sense? Right? My dictionary is, let's say my k1 is apple, my k2 is mango, my k3 is orange, right? And GSA, and consider that I swap my dictionary element for d k1 comma k3, So what shall I have as my output? What shall I have as my output, anyone? I should be having apple and orange as it is because I'm not changing anything. It's an E and E. I need to just print, no? Print dictionary. I'll print it before change, I'll print it after change. See, apple, mango, orange. Because both are E's, so it will not change. Let me change my this to K2. So I'll have apple and mango. See, apple, apple, mango, mango. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Then the data pre-processing. Two questions. Okay. Write a function to find all the words that immediately follow the word the. In a given sentence, the shirt should be case insensitive and words are separated by spaces. Okay. Hmm. Right. So how are we gonna do this? Any ideas, anyone? If you have any ideas, please tell. Speak up if anything wrong or right doesn't matter, right? You are having exams. Anyone, anything. Okay. Let's say my output list will be this an empty list and I'm returning it. Right? Now it is telling me that every word that follows the is supposed to be returned. So what I can
Sir,
do is, yeah,
sir, we can make a list out of it.
hmm,
Then we split it using comma.
comma, okay,
Uh,
space, I guess.
yes, sir. Sorry, space. Then we check for any value equals to the.
Hmm,
If so, then we can get the I and append out equals to I plus one.
okay. So you are telling me that I can do L1 is equal to sentence dot split by a space, right?
Yes, sir.
Then for loop I in,
L1.
okay, then
Mm.
out dot append,
So
okay,
if
hmm,
I equals to the
hmm,
in string,
okay,
then append I
hmm,
out equals to I plus one.
out dot append L1 of I plus 1. Is it?
Yes, sir. Maybe it store the next index.
Hmm, okay. Now this is kind of correct. There are two mistakes. Anyone who would like to correct it? Out of the four people sitting here, one gave the answer. Others two, other two, if you would like to correct, other three. Okay. The first thing is this I in L1. It is supposed to be range of length of L1. Why? Because let's say you will get something like this. If your L1 is something like the, comma, dog, comma, elephant, right? What this I in L1 will give you is directly this output or this string, but you are wanting index, right? So we need
Yes, sir.
to use this range of length. This length will give you the length of string, which is 3, and this range will give you 0, 1, 2, right? The first thing.
Yes,
Second
sir.
thing is, since we are using this y plus 1, right? There is a chance that your last word is the, so it will give error here, right? So one thing we do is we check if I am already on the last thing. No, I'll just break out of the loop,
Yes, sir.
because if it will be a the, it will cause an issue. So I'll write I double equal to length of L1 minus 1, and I'll just break out. And there is a small mistake here. The search is case insensitive, right? So maybe we could lie L dot lower equal to the, so that this becomes case insensitive. This is not I, this is L1 of I, right? Now this is completely correct. You can test this out. The key and the lock is here. Okay, print words after the yes. The key and the lock is always supposed to be same, right? So I have three words. One is key, one is lock, and one is same. It should give me the same output: key, lock, and same. Key, lock, and same with a full stop. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Others, what's the name? Rohit. Then this.
Sir, I want a favor from you.
Yeah.
Sir, how could I build my logic? In some questions, I know how to solve it, but just forgot what kind of code I use. Like where I can use split, where could I use, uh, where could I convert the variables from integer to string or something like that.
Okay. So first thing is you need to see the question and kind of make a framework. Okay, what it needs, what it is giving me, and what is my best chance that I could get it. Right. So if you see this question, this part, right? It is asking me digits. Right.
Yes, sir.
Now if I were to do digit manipulation without using string, it would have been very different and difficult for me. But if I turn this into string, I can directly extract first digit, last digit, right?
Yes, sir.
So you just make a framework. So what I do is I take this thing, right? I have everything and I just write this much. The function definition, the output statement, and this what I am supposed to return, right? Then I break down each point one by one. So in this, write a function to find all the words that immediately follow the word the, correct? So I
Yes, sir.
want to find something that is after something or before something. List is your best shot, because for list you can directly index things. Similarly, if you want to find something by name, we can use a dictionary very easily, right? Because of the
Yes.
key value pairs. So this comes after very solving problems. It's not that you'll not get it right now. It takes some practice, about 6 months or sometimes even a year. So you try solving questions without seeing, and give yourself a time that in 15 minutes I must solve this question, so you can build your logic and time efficiency both,
Okay, sir.
right?
Thank
uh,
you, sir.
yeah. So I guess Rohit did not understand, right? Okay. Hmm. So yes. So what I'm doing is, the question says I have to find everything after the, right? This is my sentence. Take this as a sentence. What I am doing is, I'm taking this sentence and I'm splitting it at spaces, right? So this becomes the, comma, key, comma, and, comma, the, and so on, right? Hmm? And this is stored in L1. Now what I'm doing, I want integer based indexing. I don't want something like for I in L1. If you do this, no, you will get directly the elements. I don't want the elements, I want the next element. So I need to go by integer indexing, right? So this length of L1 returns the number of elements, and this range will return all the elements from 0 to length of L1, right? So I'll have this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, right? Now I'm checking if my last element, if I'm on my last element, I'll break out. Because if I'm on my last element and by chance this last element is the, so this will cause issue, the I plus 1. It will throw some error. Correct, Rohit? Till here, is it fine? Yeah. So I'm just breaking out. Now what I'm doing, I'm checking if the element on the current index I, converting it into a lowercase. If I'm getting the as my, if both are equal, right? The and the lowercase of this L1 of I. So that means I found a the, and I'll append the next element in the list to I plus 1. I'll append this I plus 1 in the list, right? And then I'm returning out the whole thing, the list which contains my output elements. Clear? Yeah? Okay. And then we have this. Okay. Write a program for students. Okay. To process roll number and marks for students. Yeah. Okay. Have a unit digit of 8 and 9. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Roll number. So how are you supposed to do this? The first line contains the lines of student data n. Next n line contains the student data. Student data for roll number whose marks have been updated in the format of roll number n separated by a comma. So as in, yeah, student data for roll number whose marks has been updated in the format. Right, student process. Okay, I don't quite know the format of how they are passing everything, right? So I'll just make a simple assumption that they are giving me the data in this form, which is 12 comma or roll number comma marks. I'm just making an assumption. This is my input format, and my output also. I'm making an assumption that they are just wanting the changed roll number and marks, right? Changed, okay, roll number and changed marks, or I can say the people whose marks are changed It is asking only them. Okay. So I'm just making a guess because they have not quite specified everything. So let's say the first thing is take the number of lines it is giving you. Yeah. Then for I in range of n, that is for n times repeat the same process. Let me store the marks here in a dictionary, let's say. Hmm. Then what I do is roll comma marks is equal to input dot split by a comma. Correct? Because I'm making a guess that this is what I'm getting, roll comma marks. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then what I'm doing, I'm giving L1 of roll is equal to marks. Integer of roll is equal to integer of marks. Integer of roll, yeah. Let's say roll number can be anything, does not really have to be an integer. After this, I need to check whose marks are ending in 8 or 9. Yeah. Okay, I should not make this integer as well. It's okay. So for roll in this L1, or I should say D1. D1, yeah, correct. For roll in D1, if D1 of roll, right, the max, it will return me the max in string format, and I'm taking out the last digit or the last character, and I'm checking if it is in 89. What this means is take the marks of this roll number. It is already in string, so I can extract the last digit. So I'm taking the last digit and checking whether it is in 89 as a string. So this means whether the last digit is a 8 or 9. Correct? If it is the
Yes, sir.
case, yeah. If it is the case, I want you to print roll, comma, the same thing that we did in the first question of the day, which is d1 of roll of minus 1 floor division by 100 into 10, floor division by 10 into 10, and this should be an integer. Yeah, correct. Makes sense. What I'm doing, I'm taking the marks, converting it
Yes,
to an integer, dividing by 10 into 10.
sir. But this will cause error, no? For 39, it will give 3. Then it's multiplied by 10. It will give 30 instead of 40.
Right. So I'm supposed to be increasing, no? So yeah, that also we can do. Wrap this in an this thing, and after this add a 1. Right? Now it is okay, right? What this will do is 39, right? 39 floor divided by 10 is 3. I'm adding 1. So this becomes 4 into 10, 40.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Make sure you use brackets properly. See, brackets, I'm doing first the floor division part, then I'm doing the addition of 1, and then I'm doing this multiplied by 10. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is really important because if you mess up the brackets, you'll think what happened, and you'll never get the correct output. So let me just run this. September 13.py. Let's say I have 4 students. My first student has 48 marks, second has 44, third has 49, and fourth has 51. So I should be having 1 comma 50, 3 comma 50. Okay, see, invalid type, yeah. So this integer is causing issue here. This integer should be inside here, and this divide by 10. That was proper, right? This should be gone. This should be gone. Okay, this is here, right? यहाँ तक ये integer. Okay, this is what I do, and this should be here. Hmm. Right? Correct. So what I'm doing is I'm getting d1 of roll, converting it into an integer first. Then I'm flow dividing by 10. Then I'm adding a 1 to it. And then I'm multiplying it by 10. So I should now get an output 4 lines, 1 comma 48, 2 comma 44, 3 comma 49, 4 comma 15. So what I'm supposed to have? 1 comma 50 and 3 comma 50. 150 and 350. So I think I should need some formatting, but this is clear, right? Formatting we can do, but this whole thing is clear, right? Anyone with any doubts? I hope not.
Sir, can you, sir, what you said, I haven't listened.
Which part?
Uh, Sir, I am off for a minute. I
Okay.
don't.
So what I was doing was this integer thing, no?
Sir, I understood this part, but I think is there anything after that?
This separator,
Okay, okay,
this formatting issues.
okay, sir.
Nothing else. Anyone doubt in logic?
No, sir.
Okay. Then I have this IO question, 15 marks. Given a set of tuple of integers representing points in Cartesian coordinates, write a function that performs the following task. Sort close to y-axis, closest point to origin, group by quadrant. Hmm. Okay. Okay. This question you can try. I'll just give you a hint here. September 14.py. Okay, just rename this. This thing, no? I'll just give you hints. See what you are supposed. For the first one, sort close to y, right? This is a single line question or a single line output, you can say. It is taking a tuple, let's say points. You can directly just return sort of, or let me just tell you the sorted function. Let's say I have a tuple of a list of tuples 1 comma 2, 4 comma 6, 3 comma 2 or 2 comma 3, and 4 comma 90, 9 comma 45, 10 comma 20. Okay, now I want to sort this based on this second characters, this second points, right? So how will I do? If it was a list, no, it would have been simpler just doing sorted of t, correct? This would give me the sorting based on the, if my it was a one dimensional list, correct? If it was something like t1 2 something like this, it would have sorted it. But now to sort something like this based on some specific property, Here I want the second element sorting, right? So I can provide an argument called key. What this key will do is take a function, it will take a function, and whatever the function returns as a value, it will sort based on this. So what it will do is, you understand it like this. It will do something like for t in, or for item in t, let's say my val is equal to function of t. Hmm. And then it will sort based on these values. So we can define a function like this. Let's say function of def of fn that takes in something like x, right? Now what I told, whatever this function returns is used to sort t. So since I want to sort this based on this first element, no, the index 1, I can directly return x of 1, and I need to just give the function and not call it. I just need to give the reference to the function. Now what this will do is, this will do something like for I in t, right? Run the function on t and make a list of this function, and then just sort it. So if you now print it, no, this is Python 3:14, right? Yeah. What I'm having, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 4 comma 6. See, it has changed already. 2, 3, 6, 20, 45, and 90. Make sense?
May you explain key part again?
Acha, see. Uh, this key. Uh, are you guys comfortable with Hindi?
Yes, sir.
Uh, everyone is comfortable with Hindi, right? So what this key part does, no? Anything two dimensional और more than one dimensional, मतलब ऐसी कोई चीज जिसके अंदर ट्यूपल हो, या फिर ट्यूपल का भी ट्यूपल हो, ऐसी कोई भी चीज, इफ यू वांट टू सॉर्ट ऑन सम स्पेसिफिक एलिमेंट, जैसे यहाँ पे ये सेकंड एलिमेंट पे बेसिस पे मुझे सॉर्टिंग करनी थी, तो ये जो की पार्ट है वो एक फंक्शन लेता है एज एन इनपुट,
ओके सर।
और जो उस फंक्शन का वैल्यू होता है उस एलिमेंट पे, उसके बेसिस पे सॉर्टिंग होती है।
सर यहाँ जो फंक्शन है वो रिटर्न कर रहा है एक्स ऑफ वन, यानी कि इन फर्स्ट केस ये रिटर्न कर रहा है टू।
हाँ, ये 2 रिटर्न करेगा, फिर 6 रिटर्न करेगा, फिर 3 रिटर्न करेगा, और फिर इनके बेसिस पे सॉर्टिंग होगी।
ओके सर, नाउ अंडरस्टूड।
अगर मैं यहाँ पे x0 प्लस x1 कर दूं, तो अब इनके सम के बेसिस पे सॉर्टिंग होगी। जिसका सम कम होगा वो पहले आएगा, जिसका ज्यादा होगा वो बाद में आएगा। सी, इनका सम 3 होता है, दिस इज 5, 10, 30, 9 प्लस 45 इज 54, एंड 94, राइट?
यस सर।
सो this value determines के how is your function sorted, or how is your list sorted.
ओके सर।
तो if you see this, no, sort close to y axis, ये तो हो जाएगा। See, returns a sorted list of points based on their absolute value of x coordinate, right?
यस सर, हो जाएगा।
hmm? Closest point to origin, अब ये भी देखो, find the closest point to origin Manhattan distance। अब यहाँ पे if you try and use the Manhattan distance formula, x1 squared plus x2 squared, तो वो भी हो जाएगा, और उनमें से मिनिमम वाला रिटर्न करना है। And this group by quadrant, this you have to do point wise। if both are positive, they are in first quadrant, एक नेगेटिव एक पॉजिटिव तो सेकंड और थर्ड, दोनों नेगेटिव तो फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट, राइट?
ओके सर।
दिस टू क्वेश्चंस आई गेस यू कैन डू। ये क्या है? राइट अ प्रोग्राम टू फिल द फर्स्ट 10 blanks इन अ टेक्स्ट विथ नंबर्स फ्रॉम 1 to n। अच्छा मतलब 11 A 1 B C 2, अच्छा 1 to 10 तक नंबर डालने सारे, 1 to 11 तक. Shall I do this or shall I leave this on to you?
Sir, just provide a hint how we replace the dash with increasing number.
Increasing number, अच्छा. Mm-hmm. September 15.5. Okay. Let's say I have a string str s1 equal to a underscore underscore c. Okay. And if I do s1 dot index of s1 dot index of underscore, right? This will give me the first index of s underscore. If I print this, no, I'll get this. I'll get the first index of this thing. First underscore, right? मतलब first
Yes,
index
sir.
पे एक underscore है. Now what I can do is for I in range, let's say 10, I am doing okay s1 dot replace. How does s1 replace? How does s1 replace? S1 does this like this: takes the old string, replaces it with the new string str of I, and you can write the count as 1. Okay, for every occurrence, replace the first occurrence of underscore with this str of I only one time. And if you print this, no, you'll get your answer easily. Okay, print s1, right? If I do this, this will give you a1 2 v blah blah blah. Okay, and you need to save this also. This is not in place, so this will become s1 is equal to this. See, a01 v2 3 4 5 6 7 8 fdsg, जो भी है मतलब.
Sir, it's taking the index, let's say one, and replacing it by one, kind of.
No 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 no. S1 dot replace, what it does is, this is your old string, what you want to replace it, right?
Yes, sir.
किस किसको रिप्लेस करना है, किसके साथ करना है, कितनी बार करना है.
Okay, sir. Count equals to one. Okay, sir.
मतलब मुझे अंडरस्कोर को इससे रिप्लेस करना है, एक बार करना है. इफ यू गिव काउंट इज इक्वल टू 5, तो ये 5 बार करेगा एक ही चीज को. सी, a 0 0 v 0 sre wr 0 0 5 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Then this is 1 1 1. So this is how you do it. The logic is this: now you just need to read from the file, get all these inputs, right? And you just need to make sure that continuation is happening.
Okay, sir.
फर्स्ट लाइन में अगर 6 तक हुआ तो यहाँ से 7 से ही स्टार्ट होगा. इट शुड नॉट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 0 and 1.
सर वो हम कैसे रिकॉर्ड करेंगे कि नेक्स्ट लाइन में सेवन से शुरू हो?
देखो, या तो ये सारी लाइंस को ज्वाइन कर लो स्लैश एन से,
यस सर.
या तो फिर वाइल लूप यूज कर लो,
ओके सर.
या फिर यू कैन ऑल्सो यूज अ करंट वेरिएबल के curr इज इक्वल टू 0 एंड दिस गेट्स इक्वल टू आई every time you do it. So you can maintain this also. देखा, 9, we have done 9 iterations. कि इसका लास्ट इंडेक्स 9 था, right? So this is also true because this is 0 to 9.
यस सर.
So this thing will require you to have 2 for loops. Or what you could do is you could directly do slash n dot join. Slash n also you won't need, you just join the whole file, let's say lines, and you directly just do this lines dot replace str of I count of 1 and make this equal to n, ये जो भी हो, right?
Okay, sir.
There are also this pyqs, ये भी एक resource है, and yeah, the docs sheet and this github link. This has 15 questions. The last 5 questions are kind of difficult, not really sure whether they will come or not, but they are also, they have a chance to come, and this are all 3 sets, ये मई पेपर का और ये सितंबर का, right? If you can please check that the link is visible or not. परमिशन है ना तुम्हें ये सब देखने का? So I'll just close the session. Any doubts, anything to ask, pyq or anything?